I'm with the band. Music and interviews you're going to like.
Hello and welcome to I'm with the Band here on the Mesh Podcast Network. I am your host, Andrew Moose. I'm with the Band invites musicians and bands of all types to discuss their current projects, their touring lives, and lives as musicians. If this is your first time listening to I'm with the Band, of course, thank you. We appreciate you guys stopping in. We couldn't do this podcast without you. And please, if you feel so inclined, mash that subscribe button to get all these episodes beamed directly to your preferred device. This episode of I'm with the Band is produced in partnership with the No Contact Concert Series, Codex Sound, and Midwood Entertainment. If you are considering advertising on the Mesh Podcast Network, it's a super low-cost option to reach a targeted audience. And I've heard that the only people who listen to the Mesh Podcast have a ton of money and all they want to do is spend it with you. So reach out to themesh.tv/advertise or send an email to info@themesh.tv for more information. Today, we are currently podcasting away from the beautiful Mesh Studios in beautiful downtown Hickory, and we are currently smack dab in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. And during this pandemic, Codex Sound and Midwood Entertainment have been kind enough to put on the No Contact Concert Series, which helps bands and fans interact via the internet. My guests today are playing the No Contact Series this Saturday, May 30th. I'd like to welcome Eric and Lance from South Hill Banks. What's up, dudes?
How's it going, man?
Howdy.
Oh, man, it's good to hear from you guys. I'm really excited to see you guys play this weekend. This is a really cool format. Have you guys watched any of the other series that's happened so far?
Yeah, I've definitely been checking them out. It looks fantastic. It's a great opportunity for bands that, just like us and all across the country and the world that haven't been on a stage in a while to really show what we have done and haven't done in a while. And it looks like, fantastic production. Can't wait to be a part of it.
Absolutely. And I got to put ears on some of your music. You gained a new fan, guys. I really like what I hear from you. Jamgrass is basically my favorite type of music. So you guys are right up my alley. And I got to listen to No Time for a Breakdown, which is available everywhere. And you guys also have another album out as well, and that's also available everywhere. And so it blends a bunch of different types of bluegrass music. Talk to me a little bit about how you guys developed your sound and some inspiration you draw from that.
Sure. Well, we kind of we've gone through different genres throughout our whole inception, which was in 2015 is when we first started playing. We kind of first started out as just a 3-piece, which had just acoustic guitar, banjo, and mandolin. And then for the No Time for a Breakdown, that's the first album that we had an electric guitar with us too. And that had a lot to do with how that album sounds. Because, it's got acoustic elements to it, but then it also, combines rock and roll also, which I think that album in particular kind of showcases that. But yeah, it kind of came together and it turned out pretty interesting because it is just a different take on kind of bluegrass music.
Right. And I've used this phrase before on the podcast. It's I would classify you guys as not your pappy's bluegrass band. And,
yeah, for sure.
It's not the traditional bluegrass. And I think that's the way that this type of music is really shifting. And I honestly think it's preferable because the more of the electronics that you guys are bringing into to that sound just enhances it, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of people that are, the traditional bluegrass fans that sneer at us, but I think that the sound that you guys are developing and maybe even the genre of the entire sound is really what folks are looking for, because it not only melds the traditional bluegrass sound, it does incorporate and blend those sounds of rock and roll and psychedelic and everything else. So what other bands are you guys listening to right now?
I feel like it changes every day for me, but from Jason Isbell, American Aquarium, to Led Zeppelin, Fish, Grateful Dead, from all of us. I mean, of course, I'd listen to Green Sky Bluegrass and Infamous String Dusters, Railroad Earth, everyone on the scene now, Larry Keel.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I just go to Spotify and just try to discover artists every day because just like us, we don't know how our sound's going to be in a year or two, and I like to discover new bands or older bands that are always coming out with new music, and I think with at least with me, I have a really big open mind in terms of what I like because I kind of like a little bit of everything, but being what our sound is, and we it's even hard to explain what we do. We play with bluegrass instruments, but it doesn't necessarily sound like traditional bluegrass. Definitely has gotten me to have an open mind with what I listen to and like to explore.
Yeah, I think that's happened to a lot of us. I think that we have, just in producing music, playing music out to crowds, and all that good stuff. You really do feed off that energy and what people like and what people are saying. Hey, you guys sound like these guys, or like, well, I've never even heard of those guys. How can we sound like those guys? I'm not sure, but I think that's really cool how fans are being able to discover bands like you guys and other bands in that genre because they might have heard something on Spotify or Apple Music that might have been, propagated to their stream or whatever, and just because you like some sort of artist. And I think that's how it is for a lot of musicians and how they write. They don't necessarily try to emulate the music they listen to, but they might. They're going to pick little bits from each of it. So that's why I kind of like asking that question, is because, in this first song we're going to listen to, it's definitely incorporates that traditional bluegrass sound, but it's definitely got that new jamgrass sound too. So we're going to break away and listen to South Hill Banks, Miss This Ride, from their new album, No Time for a Breakdown.
Should I go back to the days when I was responsible? Or shall I stay in the weeks of wasted time? If I could, I would, I'll never be satisfied. I've been waiting too long to miss this ride. I've been waiting too long to miss this ride. With the one who cracked your rear view. A misplaced temper can erase a beautiful day. And besides, what's the point in that layout behind you? At 80 miles an hour with the wind blowing in your face. At 80 miles an hour with the wind blowing in your face. Don't miss this ride. Don't miss this ride. Don't wait too late to miss this ride. Don't miss this ride. Don't miss this ride. Don't wait too late to miss this ride. keep your engine clean and keep your horses in stride. I can see a familiar town ahead in the distance, and all my friends won't ever miss this ride. And all my friends won't ever miss this ride. Don't miss this ride. Don't miss this ride. Don't wait too late to miss this ride. Don't miss this ride. Don't miss this ride. Don't wait too late to miss this ride. Don't miss this ride. Don't miss this ride. Don't wait too late to miss this ride. Don't miss this ride. Don't miss this ride. Don't wait too late to miss this ride. Don't wait too late to miss this ride.
You guys are from Richmond, Virginia. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that earlier. What's the Richmond, Virginia music scene going to look like after all this? How was it before? What do you think it's going to be after?
It's definitely always been a very tight-knit community here in Richmond. A lot of bands going out and supporting each other, things like that. You know, with this whole halt right now with the COVID-19 pandemic, I can imagine that things are going to be a lot different in terms of all concerts afterwards. You know, it's just tough. It's tough to kind of predict what it's going to be like. It's kind of hard to get a timeline as of right now of when venues are going to be able to be back at full capacity. But I think, you know, in time, everybody will support everyone. You know, everyone knows how hard this has been for musicians in particular. And I don't know, man. I mean, we've been doing our best to try to stay, you know, on top of things and relevant with the streams. And we just like with the No Contact concert series that we're doing on this weekend. But you know, it's just one of those things that I think in time will bounce back. But it's just kind of hard to tell when right now.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's flying by the seat of their pants right now, and it's and we just have to be ready to go when it's ready, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the platforms that Codex and Midwood are putting on, I think it just helps us hone our skills, sharpen our knives, if you will.
This podcast is sponsored by Jackson Creative, a custom communication agency located in downtown Hickory, North Carolina, specializing in online content creation. To learn more, visit thejacksoncreative.com. Jackson Creative, we tell your story.
I know you mentioned Fish earlier. Trey was writing a song a day there for a minute and putting those out. I thought that was really cool. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
Yeah, we did, man. Trey's one of those guys that he can find the happy in pretty much anything now, I feel like. So
Right.
It's been really awesome to watch him put those songs out pretty much, as you said, like daily. It's no hiding that he's still writing a lot of music.
Right. Yeah. Hey, he went, I was reading an article or saw a quick video. Trey didn't put out anything for like a week. People thought he was dead. Or something like that. Like he wrote 14 songs every day and then he didn't write anything for a week. Is he okay? Like, somebody go check on him.
That's funny.
Okataba that runs a mighty trail. 3 long months of the season to make it catch his bail. Walking Appalachian blues. For a poor boy in the spring, there ain't no better path in the world to choose. On the hillside they call old McPhee. It's a tough climb for some, but it's easy for me. Walking Appalachian blues. For a poor boy in the spring, there ain't no better path in the world to choose. They say it goes from Georgia all the way to Maine. Never in my life have I seen so much pain. Walking Appalachian blues. For a poor boy in the spring, there ain't no better path in the world to choose. Dragon's tooth, an old rock guillotine. Pick up your brother's tin and fill his canteen. Walking Appalachian blues. For a poor boy in the spring, there ain't no better path in the world to choose. Southeast, backwards to and fro. I learned life from the simple things that you could never know. Walking Appalachian blues. For a poor boy in the spring, there ain't no better path to choose.
What is South Hill Bank's favorite venue to play, let's say in Virginia?
It's a tough question. There's so many. I mean,
it's like picking your favorite kid.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, we always love our hometown, Richmond, Virginia. We did a 2-year residency at the Camel every month, second Friday. That was fantastic. That had a huge stepping stone in the growth of SHB. Of course, we love coming back to the Broadberry here in Richmond. You got Martin's in Roanoke, 5 Points Music Sanctuary in Roanoke. Gypsy Sally's was always awesome in D.C. That unfortunately closed down not too long ago.
We are seeing some of those smaller venues maybe not going to make it out through this, which is super unfortunate. But, I saw you guys played at the Neighborhood pretty recently. in Charlotte, and I know that those guys are having a tough time. So if you're listening out there and can spare $1 or $2, I think they have a GoFundMe that you can go and try to give a little bit of your stimulus money to the neighborhood theater if you're so inclined, because I think they're having a tough time. So keep those small venues in mind, listeners, because those guys they're struggling too. I'm super excited to hear you guys play on the No Contact Concert Series this Saturday. And a lot of other bands that I've talked to are using different online platforms to reach their audience. Have you guys dabbled in the other online streams?
Yeah, we've done a couple Facebook Live. We've used Zoom. We've done one thing with, let's see, I'm trying to think. We've done a couple different with Nectar Sunglasses. We did pretty much Instagram Live and Facebook Live with them. Jam in the Van. We did a Jam in Our Van not too long ago.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
But in terms of the platforms, I've found, one, you have, I don't know, it's pretty much a mystery, and I feel like nobody really has a direct answer in terms of what works best. I think the biggest thing is just having a good connection, because we've had good and bad experiences with every platform. It seems like it's just, I think you have to have a strong connection, and the cell phone microphone pretty much picks up everything that you need. Of course, you can get as advanced as getting an interface with a picture mic or something like that.
Sure makes a great microphone that hooks right into basically the charging port of your iPhone, and it's a multi-directional mic. I've seen some people using, but at live events, and I'm sure that could transfer that over. You can buy one of those at Larry's Music and Sound if you're in Hickory. That's a free plug, Larry, if you're listening. Yeah. I think that the online streaming is going to be definitely ramped up, because people have had a 3-month practice run with all this. So a lot of bands that are reaching their audience during this time are going to be poised to, I would say, catch more gigs on the way out, and when things start ramping back up, because they have been interacting with their fans, and they have been putting out new music or writing new music. So speaking of new music, the album that you guys have just released, No Time for a Breakdown, where did you guys record that?
Yeah, we did it in Richmond. It was at a studio close to where all of us live, called Scott's Edition Sounds. And we worked with the recording engineer, Stuart Myers, who's he's done some work with the infamous String Dusters and Love Cannon, and put it together. And, we recorded it in probably the period of about, a few weeks, and came out with a product that we really enjoyed and we're proud of.
I encourage all of our listeners to go out there and buy that album, stream it, and all that good stuff. Guys, tell the I'm with the Band crowd where you guys can be found.
We can be found, and actually that album's on vinyl on our website as well. But
oh, nice.
Aside from that, definitely Spotify, Facebook, Instagram at South Hill Banks. We have a website, southhillbanks.com, iTunes, all the streaming platforms, and we actually have a small YouTube channel that has a couple live clips of us as well.
Nice. Well, the South Hill Banks Band is playing the No Contact Concert Series this Saturday, May 30th, 2020 at 8 p.m. And you can catch that live stream at www.crowd-less.com, or you can head over to the No Contact Concert Series Facebook page and find that stream, and also find out about all their upcoming events. I saw the calendar. It looks great. Eric and Lance from South Hill Banks, thank y'all so much for coming on. We appreciate it a lot.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having us.
Awesome. And we'd also like for you to go and head over to the mesh.tv to check out all of our other podcasts, subscribe to them to make sure that those podcasts are beamed directly to your favorite device. My name is Andrew Moose, and this has been I'm with the Band on the Mesh Podcast Network. We're going to leave you now with South Hill Banks' Buckingham Palace.